My friends, the stab in the back didn't come from the desert in the Middle East. It came from the luxurious offices of Brussels and London. Pay attention to what I'm about to reveal to you now, because the mainstream media is lying right to your face. And when you turn on the television, you hear that Europe is calling for an end to Israeli attacks in Lebanon, because they are the great defenders of world peace.
That's a lie. Europe is not seeking peace. Europe is carrying out an unprecedented strategic betrayal of the United States and Israel.
By demanding that Israel stop shooting, Europe is effectively signing a document that hands Lebanon over on a silver platter to become an official outpost of the Iranian Ayatollahs. They are endorsing the creation of a terrorist state led by Hezbollah right at the gateway to the Mediterranean Sea. What you are going to see in this video is not a news analysis. It's an X-ray of how the cowardice of the West, connected to the left, is funding its own destruction. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and leave a like on the video. For you to understand the seriousness of this dirty game, we need to look at the favorite word of European diplomats: moderation. Is the European demand that Israel suspend attacks to save negotiations a strategic absurdity? Is it a farce? What does moderation mean in the language of terrorism? It means oxygen. Oxygen. It signals to the Ayatollahs that Europe has no moral or practical problem with Lebanon becoming a permanent satellite of the Islamic Republic. In the cowardly rush to avoid friction, London and Brussels signal their absolute surrender to Hezbollah's control over Beirut. And this is where things get serious. This European approach completely ignores Iran's age-old strategy. Tehran does not want peace. Tehran takes advantage of these words. Humanitarian pauses and these calls for restraint are used to strengthen itself, rotate its troops, rearm its bunkers, and wear down its enemies. They did exactly that in Iraq. They did it in Yemen, they did it in Syria, and they also did it in the Gaza Strip with Hamas. And they're doing it now in Lebanon.
The terrorist doesn't negotiate peace. He buys time to reload his weapons. But why has no one told you the real objective behind this war?
This just seems like a dispute over territory, right? Wrong. The West needs to understand once and for all that terrorists have only one objective in life: to use terror in order to impose their radical ideology and purify this world. And those who understand this are able to save their own civilization. Today, the only global leaders who truly have the courage to confront this evil, which has already taken over the streets of Europe and dominates Iran, and the only ones willing to face what is coming for the rest of the world, are Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. Remember these names. And this is not about partisan politics. It's a matter of civilizational survival. We are dealing with Ayatollahs who command the war machine, who are desperately seeking nuclear weapons, and who declare death to America and death to Israel every day, and who absolutely despise everything we are, our freedom and our faith. You don't negotiate with terrorists because they don't want an agreement.
They want to eliminate the enemy, whether it's now or 100 years from now. They are patient. They pass this hatred from father to son. And if you give them time, they will try to destroy you. And that's why the patience of Israel and the United States has run out.
For Israel and the United States, the mission is now clear and brutal: to set a definite expiration date for Iran's strategy. Every day that Europe pressures Israel for restraint is another day that Iran gets closer to a fait accompli in the region. If the West continues to ignore intelligence reports about Hezbollah's intentions, very soon we will wake up to the Mediterranean Sea being dominated by an Iranian puppet state. And what is the solution? Well, if diplomacy has failed, if Europe has backed down, there can only be one final answer: economic decapitation. The complete decapitation of the Iranian regime. We're not just talking about bombing tunnels. We're talking about aiming straight at the financial jugular of the Ayatollahs' Iran's oil fields. It's the only language they understand. It's about cutting off the flow of money that finances the missiles, the drones, and the terrorists. It's time to stop playing by Europe's loose rules and Tehran's bloody rules.
Economic decapitation is the only way to dry up the source of global terror. But there's a detail that brings this war right to our doorstep. Look at the level of hypocrisy.
Europe kneels to terrorism in the Middle East. And what does the Brazilian government do? It follows exactly the same wrong playbook. The diplomacy of the current Brazilian government is ideologically aligned with this axis of evil. They ignore the advance of terror, make excuses for dictatorships, and criticize those who are on the front lines defending Western civilization.
It's the same European cowardice wrapped in a global South narrative.
While the free world tries to cut off the head of the serpent, the Brazilian government prefers to take pictures with those who feed the monster. We are on the wrong side of history.
The global system is breaking down. War is no longer just about territory. It's about the survival of our values. And that's exactly why we need to raise the level of this debate in a safe environment. Due to relentless algorithmic censorship, there are names I can't bring up or mention. The most sensitive details about how this alliance with terrorism operates behind the scenes and how Brazil is involved in this simply cannot be said in an open video.
To give you the raw, unfiltered truth, I invite you to our Bunker de Inteligencia. The links to our exclusive platform is in the pinned comment and in the video description.
And there's a QR code here on the screen for you to use and access it directly on your cell phone. Go there now and escape censorship. I also want to express my respect and gratitude to the members who support this stronghold. You are the shield of this channel. More than 3,000 members participate on my platform and help fund our conversation with you here. Well, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Shield your mind, and in the card you'll find our movies and series channel without woke policing, without whining. I'm Shimon Oliveira, and I'll see you inside our platform and in the next video. See you next time.